All events will unfold around the character Arata Kasuga. After a bad dream, he wakes up and introduces us to another character, Kazuki Hijiri, a stepsister, cousin, childhood friend. As soon as they had breakfast, they went straight to school. On the way there, the main character notices the black sun, which descends on the imagination. And also a strange girl passes by him, who asks him to wake up. At school, he sees that sun again. Climbing out onto the roof and asking Hijiri a couple of questions, he catches her and realizes that this is not his sister. Suddenly, the girl Asami Lilith appeared from nowhere. It was with her that the main character saw in the morning. She's a magician. Next, Kasuga is shown the true world where he has been all this time. As it turned out, his city was engulfed by a gravitational earthquake. Bang suddenly begins to remember everything. It was he who created this world thanks to the grimoire that his sister gave him. Lilith gives him a choice: either he gives the grimoire and forgets Kazuki, or he is killed. Maroon-eyed is more concerned about his dear person than himself, so he asked the copy where the real Hijiri is now. She is alive, but is in the rift of time and space. Therefore, the blue-haired one chooses option 3, where he wants to become a magician. Our hero is enrolled in the Academy for Magicians of the Real Bible. After entering and greeting the class, Kasuga is asked a couple of questions that make everyone know about him, because no one could create a whole world before him. Asami doesn't like him, but the director is interested in him. The head of the academy advises Arata to get acquainted with the Trinity Seven in order to understand magic. Just his recent acquaintance is one of them. Kazama Levi was the first person Maroon-eyed met. He also learns about 2 more representatives of the group, Fuduekyo and Ayaman Mira. After a hard day, the man with the bangs decides to take a bath, but in it he meets a stranger. It turned out to be one of Kanazuki Aaron's Trinity. The main character thinks that she is somehow connected with his sister. Kanazuki keeps up with Kosugi throughout the day. As it turns out, she is chasing him, because the blue-haired man can become an archmage, and she wants to be his companion. Lilith, Levi and one of the students came to Arata's room for various reasons. But he decides to ask about magic and first about his grimoire. As it turns out, this is Astil's manuscript, storing information about parallel universes. Abruptly, the light goes out in the room and the book says that they are inside the barrier. They need to find a way out of here. With the help of a staged scene, they force the grimoire to give them a hint. The energy coming from under the bed. Together, the company breaks down the barrier, and the girls can safely go to the toilet. After talking with the book and Yellow Eye, he learns useful information about the study of magic. And also the blue-haired man initially realized that she had blocked his room. The white-haired woman tried to cause the phenomenon of destruction by repeatedly trying to get Arata's power out of control. Asami wants to kill the red-eyed one, but the distraught girl does not allow her to do this. Suddenly, someone breaks through the wall and Fuduekyo and Mira come out of it, who are ready to kill the kid. All events are transferred to the beach. From the conversation of the main persons we learn that the academy is in ruins, and as punishment for Kosugi, he performs community service during the holidays. Meanwhile, the headmaster is rebuilding the school. Next, we are shown what happened. The girl from the 7 thought she was done with the main character and stopped the destruction. But the phenomenon continues to operate. As it turned out, at the moment of impact, Kurata Yui's girlfriend pulled the maroon-eyed one to herself. He wants to go back to stop everything, but she explains to him that he needs to study one of the themes of the 7 deadly sins in order to take control of his power. Returning back, he chose the theme of power and joins the archives of Superbia. Thanks to that, he stopped all the magic around him. All this was for a podcast by one of the students. Later he decides to show her his new technique. In the evening, all the familiar Arats gather together, and they begin to think about how to become stronger for the main character. Firstly, he needs to fully master a new technique. Secondly, he needs a weapon. The choice fell on a pistol. The blue-haired man begs Lilith to show how she uses magic to materialize her weapon. She does not want to, but the main character begs, because he really wants to save Hijiri. After Kasuga saw the magic of the maroon-haired one, he was immediately able to repeat it. Thereby everyone realized that the maroon-eyed one can copy any magic. On the way to class, Arata's girlfriend explains to him that he must master the process of copying magic. Upon arrival, they saw how all the students were sleeping on their desks. In the director's office, it turned out that this is a phenomenon of destruction, of which Yui is guilty. Having descended to the place where the magic came from, the company is looking for a member of their team. On the way, they are met by foreign bodies that absorb magic. Having created a gun, the main character does not work properly. Which is why the ninja girl has to deal with ghosts. Going deeper, the man with the bangs tries to copy Aaron's magic, but he fails. Going down to the bottom, they meet Fuduekyo and Mira, who want to kill Yui. Kazama decides to fight Akio. While the main character and two fellow travelers get to his girlfriend's room. Opening the door, a dragon appeared in front of them, next to which was Karada. Arata's power responds to the dragon. Kanazuka defends Kasuga, but quickly runs out of strength. All the girls are catching up with them. They decide on a truce. The ninja helps the kid to concentrate. Right during the battle, he is enlightened that magic is worth its price, and if you abuse it, you will become a ghost, a monster worse than this dragon. But you can't scare him. Levi helps Chelkistom and he creates a gun that slays this dragon and frees Yui. In the morning, the red-eyed one wakes up not alone with Yui and Eren next to him. Even the teacher is shocked by this. In physical education class, two girls don't get off him. After the arrival of Akio and Levi, a fight breaks out between them again. Kanazuka joins them and Karada does not lag behind. Due to the great power of the latter, everyone is moved to her world, where they fall asleep, except for the main character and Ayamana. Mira is leaving. And Arata remained alone with the girl. After a nice conversation and a kiss, they get closer, after which the brown hair technique stops. During a conversation in the shower between a brown-haired woman and a blonde, the blonde doubts herself, but Tu supports her, and says that he will always support her. The next morning, it turns out that someone broke into the academy. Because of the traces of the phenomenon of destruction, Bangs and Cross-Eyed are blamed. But Mira refutes this by talking about the library. There was a similar aura on another day, when one of the twin sisters disappeared. Maroon-Eyed decides to come to the library since it is somehow connected with the phenomenon of destruction. Suddenly they are moved to another place. The main character confuses Celine with a new girl. It turned out that this is the same twin sister Lyslot Sherlock, who according to legend disappeared. Due to the fact that Gemini went on a forbidden experiment with the Library of Eternity, she became a criminal. By taking the power of the Challenger into the Archmage, she can become one herself. Arata decides to fight her. It turns out that in addition to the stolen magic, Sherlock also takes away the research of the magician from whom she stole the power. Thanks to this, the girl blackmails Kasuga. They try to help him, but the twin takes away his magic. The ninja and the blonde begin the battle, but due to the strength of the Challenger, they cannot defeat her yet. It is also revealed that Selena has little time, because without magic she can die. After starting to win, Lyslot escapes to learn how to control the magic she took away. After returning back, it was decided to train the Archmage as soon as possible so that they could confront Selena's sister. But the latter does not wait, and attacks the academy. The director meets her and there is a clash between them. The main one at school turns out to be very strong at the expense of the grimoire, but thanks to the wit of the little one, he sends him flying. Chelkistom, copy Akio's magic as quickly as possible. The book quickly copies her technique. Meanwhile, Lisa got to the rest of the Trinity members. But Kasuga manages to come to their rescue. During the battle, Sherlock freezes time. It seems that she is about to take away the Challenger's power, but thanks to Akio's transferred magic, he outplays her. Even though Arata was the winner, he is trying to bring Lyslot back, glad to see her back. Unfortunately, the time-stopping technique won't let her get out, so she returns it back as a thank you. In the real world, Ayamana instructs Selena to help the hero learn the log technique and bring back his sister. According to information, the Western Academy was destroyed by a certain troop of dark magicians. Maroon-Eyed studies hard, but Lilith finds it strange. He explains that he really wants to return the second blonde. It is explained to him that much study of new magic can be dangerous. After two, they are called to the director. They are told that now the two of them are joining the defenders. They will immediately be sent on a mission to inspect the Royal Academy of Manuscripts. Lilith also becomes Bang's personal teacher. It turns out the theme of the red-haired passion. After training the applicant, Mira and Akio come to him, who tell him about the interesting details of the mission. During Lisa's attack, this academy was destroyed. The next day, the company is having a good time. The mission begins. Trinity and Arata try to teleport, but someone prevents them. They are teleported, but it is not clear where. It turns out that this is the Manuscript Academy. Suddenly, Hijiri appears from nowhere, but it's not her, and after a small skirmish, it's unclear who leaves. It turns out that this is a fragment of Ellie's copy of Kazuki, similar to the one created by the grimoire. Once inside, Sara explains that the academy was not destroyed, someone teleported it and surrounded it with a barrier. On the way, the company meets ghosts. It also turns out that you can't use magic, only magical creatures in the form of litter can do something. Kasuga and Mira leave, but the blue-haired one remains. The two are thinking about how to get out of here. While the girl with the bow starts a fight with the copy, but she seals it. The remaining two decide to climb to the top of the tower. Mira tells her story of meeting Akio. When they got up, they saw a cube containing Sora, as well as a fake Hijiri. As it turns out, the grimoire regains consciousness, and explains to Kasuga that this thing is the base of the barrier. Bangs buys time by learning a little information about his sister. The copy knew everything, and it seems that everything is over, but under the emotions of the pretender, they call the true Archmage, Astral Trinity. In his true form, Arata stops the copy and frees Sora. But the magician does not stop and subdues the space. The girls try to stop him. It seems that their power is useless, but thanks to the emotions they evoke, they free the hero. Trying to get out of this place, Maroon-Eyed decides to talk to Lily, but this place is no longer subordinate to her. It's all because of the sun that the challenger caused. United, the team destroys the sun and get out. Now the main character has two whole grimoires, leaving they do not notice that Kazuki is watching them. Arriving at Lilith's house, Mira and Akio talk about what happened. At night, a sister comes to the blue-haired man, who wants to take him away, but Asami manages to help him. Having studied the necessary topics, Chelcast's relative is also now a contender for Archmage. It seemed that two of them would be killed now, but Eren comes to the rescue. Fuduekio and Ayamana are not far behind. But the little sister does not want everything to be simple. She decides to go to their academy in order to destroy it. Although Arata is weak, he must stop his family. The attack on the academy is going well. Levi is having a fight with his hands. And Yui evacuated the students to sleep. The ninja girl realizes that she cannot defeat her opponent and runs away using an imitation. At this time, the other members of Trinity with Kusa find the destroyed portal. Lilith encourages everyone and says that everything will work out. Kazama meets with One Eye again. She can't cope, because the opponent is also a contender for Archmage. As a result, Selena came to the rescue instead of Yui. Thanks to her technique, the blonde swapped bodies with Lisa. It seemed that now the ninja and the twins had victory in their pocket, but Hijiri came to the rescue of the hand. Bangs, along with the rest of the Trinity members, catch up with her. The entire Trinity Seven and the Archmage prepared for battle. Thanks to their joint efforts, they defeat their little sister. Kazuki then tells the truth of the world that it is the Trinity Seven, led by her brother, who are destroying the whole world. This is not the first time this cycle has been repeated, and Hijiri could not forgive this world that it was her relative who should become an Archmage. She wanted to destroy the world herself and create a place where they would be happy together. Unfortunately, the blue-haired one cannot stay in this world for long, and Iscariot takes her away. For them, his relative is the key to confrontation with him. After a while, Lilith and Arata go for a walk in the city. The others decided to watch them. Everyone has a good time in the evening. The main character understands that he is truly happy.